After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 373. It is Saturday, October 5th, 2019, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
And we apologize for the delay. It was not intentional. Things just kind of got in the way, but we are here. And we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. If you're new, we're glad that you found us, and we hope that you'll return. And if you are returning, we're always glad to see you back. If you're in the shadows, please feel free to join us officially on our YouTube channel. Just press the little subscribe button and touch the little bell so you get notifications. And you might want to consider joining our group. We are our own little home. We are phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. We'd love to see you there. Okay?
Really quickly, we should address the elephant.
Well, I was going to. I was not going to go any further. Okay. I do have one new member to that's Ruth. Ruth has joined us. Ruth is one of our friends from our HFI retreat. She also knits and crochets, I believe. So we're glad to see you, Ruth.
She does crochet.
Just crochet?
I think she does both.
I think she does both. So we're glad to have her with us.
Yes. This is to help manage some of my symptoms better. I will talk about it at the end of the podcast, which is going to be a lengthy one
this is going to be a long podcast. We give you a heads up that you may want to consider watching this in pieces. This could easily go to a couple hours. So
but this I don't have a broken neck.
No.
That's what I wanted to spell at the beginning of the...
Well, don't want you to be concerned about that. We just want you to know that we'll talk about this at the end of the podcast. If you're interested in knowing about it, it will be at the end of the podcast, okay? Okay, so moving on. All right. Want to thank... We can't go through our charities without... We were going to show this last week, and then we got sidetracked because of other things.
Because I didn't feel well, and we didn't podcast.
Yes.
Let's, lay it out there.
I don't know. I think I need scissors. This is from Wombat of Doom. She sent us, I believe, a baker's dozen's worth of hats, and I did not want to open it until the podcast, which means it's been sitting here waiting to be opened. So while Ty's open that, I want to say this will probably go to the pregnancy center because that's where she intended it to go. We also have Evan's house if you want to do things that are larger sizes than just newborns and babies and things like that, toddlers. So Evan's house is our contact person. Evan's home is our contact person is Knitter's Magic, Laura, who is Gracie's mom, 62, in Winchester, okay? So we have those two charities, and then, of course, we have Brittany's charity, which is Comforting Crafts. And I think Rena, I think, is doing something for VT Kimmy Kim. I'm not sure if that's her name. She's doing something, and she also has a charity. So wanted to mention that. And I'm sorry, Kim, if I don't know what that is exactly.
Here we go.
So this is for the pregnancy center. And, whoops, oh, look at this card. We haven't read the card yet. Let's see. Baker's dozen of baby hats for the pregnancy center. Oh, she's going to send more. Wouldn't it be great to actually achieve her 500? Yes. She's doing the Bartholomew's hats, I think, 500 hats. It's a book. That's a lot of warm baby hats, and I think that's great.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And this is the cutest little card. And then she sent us a couple of cards each, one each. We haven't read these yet.
Thank you.
We'll look at those a little bit later because we don't want to do it on the podcast. Don't on the podcast, Ty, because we can't read what it says on the podcast. All right. This is the turtle with bunny ears.
That's not a turtle.
It's a turtle with bunny ears. Look at these adorable hats. I mean, look at... Aren't they adorable? These are crocheted. The ones I'm holding right now. I guess these two have the same yarn. And then... Oh, this looks like a bumblebee. Isn't that cute? And then these.
Or it could be Batman.
These two, yes, it could be. These two. This one just makes me happy. It's so pretty. These are pink. Here's another turtle that looks like a bunny. Look at that. Am I sure? Like this, I think. And
Yeah.
tied. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, this is the front, I think.
Yeah, I think
That's
you're
really
right.
cute. Very cute. And then another one. Oh, this one's got. Oh. It was so cute. She's so creative with her hats. Here's another bunny one.
Aww. I knew she was knitting a lot of those.
She was, because that was for the tortoise versus
yeah.
hare.
Oh, isn't that cute?
This is adorable. This one's knitted.
Yeah, there. That's the front ways.
Yeah, this one, like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is another one of the same pattern, I think. These are just adorable.
They're like bonnets.
Yes, they are. This is another one. So it's a baker's dozen of hats. We are very, very appreciative. The Pregnancy Center will absolutely be thrilled.
What's the difference between Baker's Dozen and just a dozen?
Baker's dozen is one extra.
Oh, okay.
13. Okay, so that takes care of it. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
And she's going to be sending us more, which we're very grateful for. Thank you, Patty. And we are very grateful for everyone who's sending charity to us, to Brittany, to Kim, or to, I thought there was one more. Well, we have two, that's what it is. We have the Pregnancy Center and Evans Home. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to put this, I'm just going to kind of put it with the others right there.
Yay.
Okay, I had a basket. All right. Now, moving along. I'm not going to do the upcoming right now because we're just starting something new already, so we're not going to do that right now. In other groups, the Yarn Eye Cappy podcast is still doing her Mickey's, I Love Mickey, Cal Cal Lao, and that goes through November 18th because that's Mickey Mouse's birthday. And the information, she has all the information. You can contact her by private messaging her on our home group at PHN. Was it phnpodcast.freeforms.net? I think
That
it is.
sounds right. You say it a lot more than I do.
I think you can contact her there. She is a member of our group. If you're still on Ravelry, you can contact her through Ravelry and find out, or even Etsy if you really had to. I suppose you could contact her through there if you have any questions about the rules. So it's anything to do with Disney. All right. Crocheting Whovian podcast group. They have the Creature Feature Cal Cal Lao, and the third quarter just ended, so now they're in the fourth quarter. And I think it's mythical animals. Yeah, creatures. So I'm not positive, but you can find out from Laura or from Darkfire Woman, who is the person she's co-hosting with. And Darkfire Woman is Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. Okay. And I forgot her name. Deborah, that's what it is. Okay. Comfort and Crafts group is B-Wing, and that's Brittany, and she's still doing the What Are You Reading in 2019? 19 hats for 2019, 52 dishcloths and in 2019, and color work. Okay. And in the Bee's Knees group, that's Studio Von Design, that's 19 whatever in 2019. Okay. Now, in ours, we have the PHN Tea and Tails year-long Cal Cal Lao, and our third quarter just finished. So we're going to be pulling for prizes, but before we do, I want to go over the rules. I will be doing the in-depth rules for this one, and then as we go through other rules for other Cals that we're involved with on our side of the Cal Cal Laos, it will be basically the same except for whatever specific to that particular along. All right, so this is a year-long Cal Cal. It started in January. It will end at midnight going into January of next year. That's 2020. And projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed but must be worked on during the along and must reflect the theme. Chatter and pictures are all in the same thread. They must be tied in some way, shape, or form to the theme of tea and or tales. Okay? For tales, we're talking about fiction. All right? Novels, chapter books, graphic novels, even historical fiction, although it has to be listed in Amazon or Goodreads as fiction. Because sometimes historical fiction doesn't always, it's not always clearly fiction. Okay. Let's see, where was I? 1 whip per project per week. Post the FO whenever it's completed. And for those of you who are new to our podcast or new to knitting and crocheting and doing this in general, a whip is a work in progress and an FO is a finished object. Okay, so 1 whip per project per week and the FO whenever it's completed. So even if you did a whip of a project in that week, if you finished it the same week, you can still put the FO in. All right. Featured patterns, Franciscan Gypsy Designs, Cappy's shawl that she did specifically for this, and she's our co-host for this. I forgot to mention that. She is our lovely co-host for this. So her pattern is also a featured design. Mom Cook. I always say one about Mom Kick. Mom Cook's loom knit designs that have to do with tea and tails. Joanna Johnson's designs that have to do with tea and tails. Crocheting Hoovian's designs that have to do with tea and or tails. And Studio Von Designs patterns that have to do with tea and or tails. Also, My Yarn and Cappy's Yarn that have to do with tea and or tails. Anything that has those featured patterns or featured yarns in a finished object gets 2 chances at a prize. And if you use one of the featured patterns with one of the featured yarns for an FO, that's 3 chances for a prize. But you are responsible for your own multiple postings, and we're very appreciative for all of you who remember that.
Yes.
Because with all that's been going on, we haven't been able to be quite as active as we want to be, and we want you to be eligible for prizes as you can be. Mm-hmm. Okay, the tag is hashtag PHNTNT2019 on Instagram. Okay, if we, just in case we decide to do something on Instagram. I just lost my show notes. Hold on, guys. I'm working off my husband. My husband gave me this little tiny Kindle because my other one died, and we'll get to the rest of that when I get to acquisitions. But at the moment, this is the only place I can get my show notes without printing out 8 to 10 pages. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me see here. Where are we? Okay, the prizes. All right, I did pull for prizes for this. Okay. The winner of the Mom Cook pattern, that's Renee, is Wombat of Doom. So Patty, congratulations. You need to contact Mom Cook, Renee. She is in our group, so you can private message her if you can't access her patterns through Ravelry, okay? So contact Mom Cook for your pattern. They are mostly loom knit. She has one knitted pattern, so you've won that, and you can contact her to claim that prize. Congratulations. The stitch markers went to Renegale. These are the stitch markers that Cappy's mom gave us. So Rena, you won these. Okay, and I need you to, can you see them? They're kind of here, right up here.
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rena, I need your name, your address, and what you won. Okay, just private message me at our home. Okay. So congratulations, you won the stitch marker, Rena. 4th quarter prizes will be at the end of the year. Well, actually, it will be at the beginning of next year. Okay, so that's that. Now, for the cardiac dysautonomia, okay, that's over as well. We will have some information with that regarding Talia and stuff like that at the end of the podcast. But for the prizes, and I know I didn't get to comment on the last section of prizes on any of the longs really, but they were all fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They really are.
Life kind of exploded this month.
We will talk to you about that more.
Yeah.
But okay, so for the dysautonomia prizes, this one is dysautonomia. Okay. For this lovely skein, this is a bamboo cotton blend. Yeah, 51% cotton, 49% bamboo. It is I want to say it's a DK weight.
I think it was either DK or Sport.
Well, at any rate, this goes to Sylvie. Okay, Sylvie, congratulations. I need your name, your address, and where I'm supposed to send this, okay?
And that's Flock Brazonas. His wife does the dyeing. They do a very good job. We always forget that. We always say he because he's the one who sells it.
He sells it and she dyes it up. So Sylvie, what you won and where you need it to be sent. Okay, this is the Flock Brazonas blue-green.
I think he's
yarn.
learned enough where he's able to answer most questions.
Yeah, he is.
Because he's been selling the yarn for years. I guess she enjoys the dyeing of it, doesn't necessarily enjoy the business end of things. So she kind of sends that his way.
We had another skein of this, same yarn, different skein. Okay, this one goes to VT Kimmy Kim. Kim,
Hey.
congratulations. Sorry we missed you at the festival.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one goes to Kim, VT Kimmy Kim. I need your name, your address, and the fact that you won one of the blue-green skeins of Flock Brazonas, okay? Because I have a lot to send out, I need you guys to tell me what you won, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. The last prize was given to us by Mama C, and we're sending this off as a set. This goes to Linnea. Okay, so Linnea, I need your name, your address, and what you won. This is...
And if you have confusion about how to send a private message on our group, just let somebody know, and
Yep. Anybody can tell you on the
Yeah.
group, okay? So this is... You have these two skeins of yarn. One is a Big Fable, and the other one is Opal. The Opal is
Big
green.
Fable's really pretty.
And Big Fable is kind of a blue and red and black or purple or whatever that is. Very pretty, variegated yarns. This goes to Linnea. Congratulations, Linnea.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you. Name, address, and what you won, please. And this is Autonomia prizes, okay? Okay, and we have one more to pull for. And that's, of course, the Tortoise versus Hare, which we were very nicely asked to co-host with Laura Concert, who is crocheting Hoovian, and she's amazing.
Yeah,
And-
I'm not really sure who won this year.
I'm not sure. It's been hard for us to keep track,
Yeah.
you know, with Laura's stuff and your stuff. So,
Yeah.
and Laura still has it so that we can participate with her group if we want to remain in her group. Those of us who are no longer able to do it on Ravelry, where we can do it on Facebook or via email. So don't forget that. She's been extremely generous and hardworking about that. I still have to figure out how to do that because I'm not technologically savvy. Okay, now the other one that ended was Tortoise versus Hare, and we have 3 winners for that as well. And oddly enough, Laura, happy birthday! You won the skein of yarn, and this
Oh,
is
isn't
another
that
Flock
pretty?
Brazonas, Laura. It's purple and green.
That's really Laura's.
It is. So I was really tickled. I was worried that it was going to come up with one of the things she donated. But so Laura, this is yours. Contact me. This is Flock Brazonas, purple and green. I need your name, your address, and what you won. Yes, I know I have your name and address, but do it anyway. Okay. So Laura, this is for you. Congratulations. Okay. The second winner is Allison Roseboom. Now, Allison, I do have your yarn still sitting up here, so it's good I haven't sent it because you won this. Okay. Allison, let me know. Do you want me to send this to the same address? Just tell me what you won, and I'll send it out with the yarn, okay? So
It'll go with the owl that
It'll
Mom
go-
gave you a while back. Didn't you give her an owl?
I did. So, Allison, you won the bag. This is the bag that Rena Gale donated, I believe. So, it's going to Allison. And then we have the winner of the sock blank. Oh, I'm sorry, Allison. You won the sock blank. Oh, Allison, you won the sock blank. Okay, I'm sorry. Allison won the sock blank.
She lied. You got no owl.
Oh, no. No. I
Owl
was
is
right.
correct?
Owl is correct. I have it written down incorrectly here. Allison, I know I'm confusing you. Allison, owls. Just remember owls. Allison won the owls. Rena won the sock blank. Because
Do you
Rena,
have it written down correctly somewhere?
Yeah, that's why they have to tell me. The reason I had to do that was because Rena donated this.
Oh, yeah.
So Allison, you won the sock blank.
No.
No. Okay.
Allison won owls. Rena won sock blanket.
Yes.
Allison, Rena. Allison,
Okay.
Rena.
I'm writing this down. Allison
Owls.
won the owl bag. Donated
By Rena.
by Rena. Okay.
Rena won the sock blanket.
Rena won the sock blank. Okay, so both of you
If
contact
nothing
me.
else, people will take that away from the podcast.
Allison, owls. Rena, sock blank. Okay, so let me know what you want. Both Allison and Rena. I'll have 2 things in
and unfortunately, we can't call the
Because-
podcast Allison Owls.
no, because Rena's involved too.
And that would be a really long podcast name, Allison Owls, Rena sock blanket.
Okay, so congratulations. Please let me know what you won and where you need it to be sent. Full name, address, and what you want. Okay? And please bear with me. It might be, as Valeria can attest, very, very long time. Not very, very long. It takes me more time to get things out. Although now that
I'm having trouble helping.
Although now that I know that Talia can't do as much, I can just work on getting it out. So, but because of appointments and stuff, it might take longer than is want. Valeria, as soon as Talia gives me that prize, I will get it out to you. Yeah. So
I know where it's at. I just haven't been in that back room in a long time.
yeah. I do apologize profusely,
Sorry.
Valeria. You kind of got lost in the shuffle due to life happening, and then we moved Talia's room out, and then I didn't know where things were. So I apologize profusely that you kind of got lost in the shuffle. We will be getting that out to you. Okay. All right, moving on. Oh, I forgot to put down the toy along
Did you
in my
draw for
notes.
it?
No, the toy along we just started.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The toy along is what we are now doing, okay? We are doing the toy along. The rules are basically the same. I don't have any notes, so I'm winging this off the top of my head. I forgot to put it in my notes. It's basically anything that's knit, loom knit, or crocheted. They have to be toys, okay? The same rules, 1 whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished, and it has to be, you know, a stuffy, a toy. And you can go wherever you want it to go. It can be a whip, you know, that you started before, as long as you work on it. You know how we roll. We do accept whips for prizes, for chance at a prize. Featured patterns, Talia's obviously, and Laura Concerts, toy patterns, and Bakery Bears patterns, toys. I think I have all the featured patterns in the post that I posted on the podcast group. So we do have some featured patterns and some suggested patterns, but the featured ones that I can know off the top of my head are Talia's, Laura's, and Bakery Bears for the toys, okay? And for the yarns, My Yarn and Laura Concerts, okay? So she's Lollipop Yarn Girls, I think. Isn't that right? Lollipop Yarn Girls?
That sounds right.
Yeah. Okay, so I apologize that I'm a little bit sketchy on the information there. Go to the group if you need to find more information on the rules and things. I forgot to put it in my notes. I'm just happy that I got it up at all in the group. Okay, so now we can move forward to rough drafts.
Okay, well, you said that you had 8, didn't you? I had to double check, but I believe I only have 6 because I didn't get to start one, start working on one like I hoped to. Yeah, I only have 6.
And I'm checking mine here to make sure. 3, 4. If you're counting 5, I'm sorry. 6, 7, 8. Okay, yes, 8. All right, I'm going to show you the first one because I can't really show it to you. I'm going to just let me get
show
to
you
it.
the first one because I can't really show
The
it.
first one is in my Kiki Boo blue puzzle pieces bag that Denise so nicely donated to us when we did our autism awareness a while back. I'm not sure if she's making bags for sale anymore. I think she has a LYS.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think she's actually she's not doing it online anymore.
Yeah, I think she's just doing it at her local LYS. Her local LYS. Laughing out loud, LOL. This is a design in progress, and it may never see the light of day, so I'm not going to show it to you. But it's there. Okay. Now, my next one, you haven't seen in a while. This is my Follow Your Dreams project from the Yowza Way It Shawl 3 by Susan B. Anderson. I'm knitting this with US 8 millimeter ChiaoGoo circular needles on a 32-inch cord, and Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the Grand Dream colorway. And I think I'm probably kind of close to finishing this. Well, maybe not quite. I haven't worked on this in a while. I did one row on this yesterday.
No, I think it needs to be deeper. I don't think you're there yet.
Yeah, I've got
How much of a skein do you have left?
this much left.
Oh yeah, you have a while ago.
Yeah. So I did one row of this, I think, at the doctor's office while we were waiting for you for 5.5 hours.
I was gonna say you had plenty of time.
So I was talking to Patty toward the end of that. She kind of...
Now, granted, to their credit, yes, some of it was they were running behind, but some of it was that we arrived super early.
Yeah, they were great, but they took you right in. So we were surprised that we were there a long time. So it's got to be one of the quietest, most peaceful offices I've ever been in, considering that people have conditions that can be pretty serious. And it was very quiet.
You have it upside down.
I just want to show the colors.
Oh, okay.
This is right side up.
Correct. There we go.
So this is blues and purples. Very, very pretty. Very dark. And I felt like working it.
Call it Night Watch.
No, it's called Follow Your Dreams.
But it could be called Night Watch.
It could, but it's not. Okay, so that takes care of that. That's my 2.
Okay, so this one barely got worked on at all. But in my...
Oh, I'm sorry, Taya.
Sorry, go on.
The bag is my Knitting's My Bag. Night Owl's bag. I can call it Night Owl's.
You could call it Night Owl.
Okay, go ahead.
In my Plover Bird Kissing Bunnies bag, and the yarn skein. For some reason, I don't know why I'm still putting it in here, because I was putting it in here to separate it from the other skeins of yarn, but I'm no longer putting other skeins of yarn in there because it kept getting tangled.
Right.
So honestly, I don't even need this in here anymore. But
You need to use the bag.
I'm sure I could find something else to use the bag for.
Have for medicine.
I have medicine bags already. This is Sewashed USA Autumnal Snoopy.
We absolutely love Anne. She's amazing.
So this one, actually I need to find where my stitch marker is because I didn't work on all this. I don't think I moved it from last time. I only worked on like part of this blue because I don't think I started anew. I barely worked on this week. This is my mitered square blanket, and patterns by K.F. Jones. It is not Cozy Memories, that's a different one. Hold on.
That's not quite a chili miters.
Well, that's my name, my project, but the pattern name.
Oh, right.
Hold on. The profile. I have to bring up on Lovecrafts. I usually do this for the other patterns anyway, so you can see what it's supposed to look like. Okay, let's see. Let me find. There it is. Just a little chili miter square afghan, and the pattern is Stitch in Time by K.F. Jones. Now, K's Stitch in Time is actually fingering weight pattern, and you do like squares within squares. Like you have, say, 6 squares across, or 3 squares across, 3 squares down, and so it's like a,
You border it.
and you border it, and then you connect those little bordered squares to make a full afghan or blanket or whatever. This was before she actually wrote up the pattern, when she just had a tutorial on the Bakery Bears Patreon, and that's what I pulled this recipe from. Although I still refer to her pattern if I hadn't worked on it in a while. So very little work on this. I want to say that this is, excuse me, some undead yarn.
It might be. It's not quite Heidi's colors, though.
I think this is Atlantis.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
It was not her normal shade,
yeah.
but I believe it's Atlantis.
Yeah.
But yes, just working that in. It's also it's different than the first base she had because it's a little softer than her original base because she changed it up.
She changed her bases up about 2 years into when we started.
And this
using
base
it.
is nice and fair, and it's gentle on your hands.
Yeah, because some of her earlier stuff,
But that's why she changed.
That's why
it.
she changed. That's what I'm saying. That's why she changed it, because she noted that she tried something and it wasn't what she wanted, and she changed it. So
right.
That was good.
But this one's a comfortable base, and I don't know what base it is. I feel like it's a squared array. I don't think it's her worsted.
It might be a DK.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay.
I can't remember because I don't have the tag still. I don't think.
Well, that's because you don't know it for sure. That's her.
No, I know it's her.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I pulled it from one of my Ziplocs of Heidi yarns.
Right.
So I have a very distinct memory of this being Atlantis and this being Heidi's.
Yeah, because it's not. She had Atlantis and she had Jaws that were those colors.
But I'm pretty sure this was Atlantis.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I had both of those as well. I might have that somewhere. We can check later.
I think you gave me this. I don't think I bought this. I think you gave me this.
Okay. Cause I must have used it and then had a bit left.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you used it for part of a toy, and then.
Poor Heidi.
Although you know what, this might be mine. I might have used this for my tutorial toy for the unicorn.
Oh, right,
unicorn.
right.
I think that's what I used that for.
That might
And I
be.
know that was her yarn.
Right.
Actually, I think this was the horn,
Oh, okay.
which is also her yarn.
Right.
So,
Well, we made several toys with Heidi's yarn. Okay, now this next one that I'm doing is a new one. It is in my... What bag is this in? My Ploverbird medium teapots bag on a yellow field. Don't tell me it's coffee pots. They're teapots.
I don't know, look like coffee pots.
Teapots. Okay. This is my Pixels from the Pixels Cal pattern by Jennifer Krause. It's a free pattern. Now, believe it or not, I was able to get this off Ravelry.
Huh.
It's the only place it's available. I think she set it up so you can just, people who just for whatever reason aren't on Ravelry. So
But it was free on
it was free on Ravelry.
So maybe it has something to maybe if it's free, you don't have to be a member of Ravelry. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works. I was just pleasantly surprised. Now this is supposed to be done in the round, but I kept twisting my stitches. So I think I did the chain one. I think I did 2 rows before I connect it. You can see
Should have done
here.
foundation single crochet. We want to twist it as back.
there like that.
I
So
love foundation single crochet.
so this is called Pixels, and I did this all at the doctor's office. I think I worked on it like 2 hours. This is meant for variegated yarn. I think in the future what I'd done here was it's got a little flare to it because what I did was I started the base chain in the first 2 rows I did in a larger hook, and so I think it's pulling it together to get this kind of a wavy effect for the cowl, which is fine, but the next time I do it I think I'll just stick with the larger hook.
Stay with it the whole time.
Yeah, because this was done in a fingering weight. I think it's called for an H hook, and I'm doing this in Miss Babs DK, and I did, because my gauge is larger, I figured I could do the H hook for this, but it's a little bit less drapey than I want it to be, so I'll just keep it in the J. But it's really, I like the way, this is perfectly reckless, and it reminds me of Pixels, so it's just, it's cute. I like the way it's working up. And it's a really fast, simple crochet. It's a stitch I'd never done before. It's linen stitch, but it's not difficult. You just have to be aware of where you're putting your stitches. So,
Now, Pixels was a different game than Tetris, right?
yes.
How?
I don't think Pixels was a game.
It wasn't?
No, Pixels was a movie.
But I thought it was a reference to, like, a game.
I think somebody who's computer savvy can tell me.
Well, I know that
I think
Pixels
Pixels is what makes you see.
Well,
what
I
you're
know
seeing.
it makes up the image.
Yeah.
But I thought it was actually a game as
I
well.
don't think it's a game, but maybe
Okay.
it is. I don't
know.
I'm not a gamer, so I don't know. So how many do you have left? 5. 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
You should probably do another one
Okay.
because you did have 2 more than me, so that
Okay.
makes sense.
All right, so let's see what my next one is. Oh, I wanted to thank, I forget who it was. I meant to answer you, but again, you'll see why I didn't later. Somebody told me that the Cerebel pattern that I used, they were watching our videos. It makes me happy when people do this. They went back and they were marathon watching us.
Oh, I wish I remember how
And-
it was, 'cause you told me this.
And
too.
she said that she gave me the time frame and everything where I said that
Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. She said that I mentioned at this particular time, at this particular video, that the Cerebel is a free pattern. Rena, if you still want that pattern, let me know and I will send it to you. Okay? Because it is free. All right? Thank you, Stephanie, for taking the time to do that. I appreciate it. Okay, now in my This is my bag.
Some awesome PHNers.
We have amazing. I still think that our group members are head and shoulders above any else.
Oh yeah,
And I'm not at all biased.
not at all.
Not. In my
Sorry guys.
this is my bag, Gnome's bag. They called it the lazy gnomes for some reason. I don't think they're particularly lazy. There's only one taking a nap, and he's probably tired. This is my precious heirloom shawl from my own pattern. The I'll Be There For You shawl, and I did some work on this as well. The reason it's taking me so long is because it's fingering weight, but that's okay. I have this much yarn left. Jenny had given me a lovely skein of this. Jenny is
It's a really pretty color.
Lucky Jenny Knits. Yeah, I wanted to finish this for my mom for her birthday. Don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, that's like at the end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've got so many things going on. I haven't
Yeah.
really been able to work on it. I've done very little knitting that's not in doctor's offices.
Yeah.
So, and that's something.
And you just lost all my PT time, Mom, for your knitting. Time.
Yes. So this is this. I'll pick up some dyeing time. Yarn dyeing. I hear Davina's voice in my head. Yarn dyeing. So this is coming along nicely. I really like the way the color's working up. That Jenny was very sweet to give this to me. She gave it to me 2 or 3 years ago, and it took me forever to find a good project for it. It just needs something simple. This would probably work really well in that pixel pattern as well, because it's variegated. She has a nice eye for color, Jenny. So, okay, so let's see. Okay, there we go.
So it is my turn. Let me see. Which one? No, actually, not the bottom. I'll show this one. Okay. So in my Star Knits R2 bag,
We didn't see her at Shenandoah.
she wasn't at Shenandoah. Wait, she was. But you know, we're kind of limited in where we didn't go to the
To the side barns.
side barns
Yeah.
because it was so hard for us to get into certain barns, and I was so tired by the end.
Yeah.
So,
And we had definite mission on who we wanted to hit.
yeah, and actually this is kind of my Shenandoah, although I don't think the yarn is from Shenandoah. No, it isn't. Because the bag is, but no longer has a, Tempting You. Whoopsie. That's funny. Thank you.
We did some damage there, or I did some damage there.
I was good.
Yeah, you had to be good.
Regardless, I was still
You
good.
had to be good.
You did a good job, Talia.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Just
And I could totally
come on,
still do it.
do it. Whap.
Oh, ouch, pain. Okay, so I feel like my voice is all.
Yeah, it's mine as well. It's just I didn't take my keratin today.
Did you take your Meloxicam? Okay, good. So, this is the Diana's Hat pattern by Joanna Johnson. Think of you, Joanna. I know you don't watch, but I think of you.
Yes, I hope she's doing all right. I have a message on Etsy from her.
So, this yarn, I want to say this is Lemonade Shop. Nope, this is the wrong. This is my last Tempting You project.
Tempting You project. They're sweet over there. They really
Yes,
are.
they are. I wish I could have purchased more.
Well, I had the potential to buy like 6 skeins of yarn.
Well, I know this is Lemonade Stand yarn. I can't find the tag.
I wanted to say something about her over there at Tempting You. I had like 6 skeins of yarn in my hand that I thought might go together. And I asked her, keep in mind, 6 skeins of yarn I would have bought. She said they don't go together.
Yeah, and she didn't have to say that. She could have been like,
She said,
absolutely
she said,
they go.
She said, I don't think they go together. I said, really? She said, yeah. I said, okay. And I didn't buy as much over there, but I will come back definitely.
Because
definitely.
she had in mind Mom's project, not just her.
I was very impressed with the customer service that she had.
Well, we've always had very good experiences at her booth.
Well, if you
And they
see-
are in. I'm sorry, I'm not sure the name of the booth. It's right by. I'm not sure the name of the building. They're right by
It's
the
main,
animals.
It's the main one. As you go straight down the center, it's the main one right in front. You go
Was it the really at the end of the?
at the end of the walkway there as you go in. You know, if you go, there's the welcoming people and there's all these people on the green area. You just walk straight, and it's the main building.
Yeah.
It's actually inside.
Yeah.
It is inside.
No, it's not.
It doesn't have walls on the side. It was very hot in there. I thought it had walls.
No, it does not have walls.
All right. Well, it is.
Um,
It's the one that is the main.
And that's where Dragonfly used to be.
They're no longer
they're
gonna
no
be
longer
there.
Going to be there,
Yeah.
but it's basically if you go on that main path and you just go straight.
Yeah, and they were to the left and toward the end.
Yeah.
But they, I want to say they weren't in the same place. She said they were.
They were in the
but
same
I think
spot.
they had their set up for cash and that on the other side.
I think they did.
But anyway, they did. But that's neither here nor there. Our point is that if you get to them, if you see them online, I don't know if they have a shop. If you see them online, or if you see them,
Last I checked, they don't have a shop in line, but that might have changed.
yeah, because they are super, Absolutely super.
Because I follow them on Facebook. They were
Yeah.
they're going to try to get an online shop. I don't know if that happened.
Right. Yeah, I think I follow them on Facebook as well.
But anyway, this yarn is not theirs. This yarn
His lemonade shop.
is Lemonade Shop.
Which we don't know if they are at festivals, but they are online.
And this is Rainbow Dream. And this is a Diana set for Davina. This is definitely Davina's colors.
That's pretty.
So this got some work. Not a ton, but some. This is my purse knitting.
Very nice. Okay. All right. This one, I didn't do a whole lot on this. I did this when Ty was in PT last week, I think. In
Yeah,
my-
it had been last week because I didn't go this week.
Right, my bookworm caterpillar bag. I'm very talented at catching this in the zipper. This is my little boy blue baby hat, and I could, like I said, I could have had this done ages ago, but
Man. So what you want to work on?
no. And I'm not sure here where's the front and where's the back, but anyway, it's meant to be
You probably
themed.
should mark that if you. If
It doesn't
actually-
matter.
Oh, I was
It
just
doesn't
wondering
matter.
if it was important to your
No.
where you're at in the pattern.
It doesn't matter. It's kind of a ribbing, but it's not equal ribbing, I guess. We have to seam it. I think we seam it like this when it's finally done. I think like this, as opposed to some. I'm not sure. It
I'm not
says-
sure about that because it's not deep enough.
Yeah, well, it's not done.
But
It's-
what I mean by it's not deep enough is
Oh, right. I don't know. Anyway, and maybe not. Maybe I think what it does is I think this side, the cast-on side, not the cast-on side, the side I'm working on, we're going to be pulling it tight for the top. I think that's how it works. This is a free pattern, so I don't think I'm saying anything. I think it's a free pattern. But anyway, this is really cute. I like the springiness to it, and it's not difficult. I think someone like Rena or Sue or somebody would get this done in no time flat. People who do all Patty, they will get these done very quickly. So this is by, I don't know, from the Hand Knit Pull On Baby Hat Pattern by Ray of Hope. And I picked this up on Ravelry. I don't know if he or she is on Lovecrafts, or maybe you can find a website.
yeah, I don't know.
But it's a really cute pattern. If it's free, let me see. Yeah, I don't know if it's free or not. If I can find out if it's free and somebody wants it, I can send it to them. So that's that one.
All right, let me finish my decrease here.
Kind of have Project ADD this. Well, I guess it was 3 weeks, so.
Yeah, I mean we have had a lot of time. In my Ploverbird stained glass Batman bag.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Well, I moved a project into this because it was easier to carry. This one, I think that she actually found this fabric for me. I think that I said, hey, I want a Batman bag that's larger. And she's like, take a look at this fabric. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, I had seen this actually before you got it. Not the bag, but I actually saw this fabric.
I'm pretty sure she did custom for me.
No, I'm sure she did.
And then the inside is pow, bang.
I love that. That reminds me of the 60s show, the camp.
So in here is my pattern by Pearl Soho, my project by Pearl Soho, and it is the Ridgeline
Oh,
Wrap
that's right.
cardigan.
I forgot that you worked on that.
I worked on it I worked on it during the Fiber Festival when I was sitting there, when I had bought all the yarn that I wanted. I was just sitting on the outside knitting, waiting for you to find yarn that you wanted. And I worked on it a bit during retreat.
Right.
I should have them over. Oh well.
Nice.
But it's basically just ribbing right now.
Well, as you said, it goes forever for ribbing. It's a
Yeah.
ribbed sweater, right?
Yeah, it's and it's a wide rib sweater. It was really cute. I did get stopped by a couple of ladies. I'm not sure if they were newer knitters or what, but they were terribly impressed by the ribbing. And I was looking at it, I'm like, it's ribbing.
They were very sweet.
It was really very sweet, but I was like, it's ripping. There's really nothing impressive about this at all. This
But
like,
to someone who's new, who doesn't knit,
Right.
it's impressive.
right.
And I had to laugh.
And I thought it was really sweet of them.
I had to laugh. I saw somebody outside of Marigold Jen, I think it was. She wasn't going to go in because she goes with her friend. She likes the things that she's knit worthy, but she doesn't knit.
okay.
And so she was, I'm not going to go in there and take up space.
Aw.
Or something to that effect. She was the sweetest. She was a doll. I can't remember
She
exactly
could
what
have
said.
gone in and picked out yarn for her friend and been like, I want
want
something
that,
of that.
that.
And I think that's perfectly...
She was very knit worthy. She loved I think she liked getting knit socks. I may be lying unintentionally, but
But
she,
you know, it's nice because her friend didn't have to go by herself.
yeah, it was very
Because,
nice.
you know, it's
And-
more
and-
fun
and
to
Jenny-
go with another person.
Jenny had a small booth, so you know, to get in there, it was very crowded. It's always very crowded in Jenny, and of course Talia was in there, so her wheelchair took up a good portion of space. But she was very sweet, and we met some really, really
well,
sweet people.
Wonder Woman.
Oh well, we'll talk about her at the end because we want to give her a proper amount of time.
Yes.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes, actually it is. I'm going
Okay.
to finish this row for the blanket, then I'm going to switch to sweater because it's a little easier to lift up.
Okay.
to eye
In
level.
my Mickey Mouse bag, it's Plover Bird bag, is my Colorful Birds wrap from the Show Off Boomerang pattern by April Klitsch. And Talia gave me this yarn for Mother's Day eons ago.
Well, it wasn't Ian's. It's the last Maryland we went to. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it was 2.
I think it was one.
Well, we haven't gone to 2 of them, so it's been 2 at least.
Well, I missed one.
We missed this one too.
This was the one we missed.
I don't think so. I think it was more than one. Anyway, it's been a while. Doesn't really matter. It's neither here or there. But I did a little bit of work on this. This was kind of fun because it's kind of a mindless pattern. And although I wasn't sure about the colors, I do like the way it's working up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be going for a long time because this is a ginormous skein of yarn.
You can just keep going till it's done. Is that the
Yeah, that's the
behind it?
idea. So, you know, it's going to be a pretty large wrap. What happens to it when I'm done, I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, Davina's not a shawl person.
No, she's
Even if she
not.
likes the color, she's not. She's
she's
just.
not.
It's not something she wears, and that's
that's
not.
fine.
It's not for everybody.
No, she likes hats. So that's
She likes hats and sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's to her eternal disappointment that I have not knit her a fancy cabled sweater.
right.
Because she likes the complicated stuff.
Our Davina is a high maintenance person. She likes the bling. She likes the complicated and the expensive.
And I was like, I love you. I'm not sure if I love you enough to knit you another Vivian.
Yes.
Because that pattern, that's the Osalda Teague. And it was my first cable. Actually, I have it right here. And it's very complex.
Yeah.
With the hood and
Got seed stitch.
shaping, seed stitch. Seed stitch is the base pattern. And it's just very complicated with multiple charts. It's a lot of times when I finish one of these sweaters, I don't knit another one.
Yeah.
Just
Well, it takes
like
a lot of work,
It takes a lot of work, and if you're going to be doing that much work, you don't want to knit the exact same pattern. At least I don't.
I like the texture on this.
Oh, I really do, and I love the shaping, and that's what Davina likes best. She likes the shaping on
Yeah.
it, which I can totally understand that. I have no intention of knitting another one of these.
Not because the pattern's bad, just because
No,
it's
but because it's a lot of work, and I'm not currently in a cable
right.
place. I'm currently in a colorwork place.
Okay, so
I actually guess
Your turn?
It is my turn. Yeah. This one. No, this one. This one. This one has really. You can't tell that anything's been done on this.
but it has been done, so
Well,
you
the
will
only
see.
reason why you can't tell is it's the same. It's just longer. In my Plover Bird, I actually have a lot of Plover Bird bags this time.
Yeah, I do too. I have
Did I bring?
I have a good
Plover Bird?
mixture. I have a good mixture of bags.
In my Plover Bird TARDIS bigger on the inside bag. This is my TARDIS Traveler, which is the Doblin pattern by K.F. Jones, and I know the pattern's in here because I printed out the. There we go. funny thing is all the patterns I brought to retreat happen to already have the printed pattern in there. Most of the time I don't do that. For some reason, for all 3 of these patterns that I brought with me, I did. So there's the Dobbin Wood. And I am like a couple inches away from, starting the next section, which I believe is separation, which is why it didn't work on it a lot in the doctor's office, because I didn't have a good place to lay it out to measure to make sure I hit my proper inches.
Pretty.
So I really want this.
So pretty.
And the yarn is Miss Babs. Blue is Zing. Black is Obsidian. And this is just bare yarn. The Zing is a mixture of Mom and my yarns. We combined our resources. And the Obsidian came from the an ill-fated sweater.
Right.
It wasn't the ill-fated sweater. I gave you the yarn for your Dobbin Wood for that.
Right.
This is Amy from Knitting in Circles. Had a sweater that she was going through like sweaters that she had made in the past, and she pulled this one sweater to show people, and I really wanted it, so I cast it on in Obsidian. And then I hit a period where just plain stockinette was rotting my brain, so I yanked it out. Now I'm in a period where just plain stockinette is beautiful and awesome, and I love it forever.
Well, you have the pattern. You can always start it again if you want to.
But, yes. So the Obsidian is in this instead.
I need to figure out what I'm going to do about this bottom. I really don't like seed stitch.
You get used to it. It's really not bad.
Because I always end up messing it up. I'd just rather do garter there.
I just love the way seed stitch looks. As evidenced by the miles of seed stitch in my Vivian sweater. It just makes a nice backdrop.
Well, I think if I could see it better in the yarn I'm working it on, I wouldn't mind it so
much. Well, you
much.
are doing a darker yarn.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the edge of this is black. I'm still doing seed stitch because it's edged with seed stitch.
Well, I just don't like it because I can't see what I'm doing. But I love the pattern, but I might make that garter stitch.
I mean, I guess if it's preventing you from doing the pattern.
It is. I haven't picked it up again.
Okay, well, I mean, then it might be worth trying for you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll contact Kay and say, hey, if I do garter, will it mess up what I do on the top? You know, when I do the things where you have seed stitch and then lace or whatever. She'll probably say it's going to give it a different look, but it's not going to mess it up. Okay.
I don't think it would mess it up. It would just make it look different.
Yeah, which I'm okay with that. I just, at this point, where if I have to focus on which stitch I'm on, I'm not going to do it. Okay, in my Kikki-Boo bags, Holiday Owls bag is my Jazzy Toddler hat, and I did a little bit on this. I have to measure this, see where I'm at. I'm still not quite there. So, usually I could do, a couple of these a week, but no. So you keep seeing this week after week. This is in Hobby Lobby yarn. I love these stripes in the jazz colorway, jazz stripe colorway. So, and this is a Cindy Wood loom that Laura Concert gave me a while back. So, she keeps trying to tempt me. She gave me a wonderful loom that's long, and I have to figure out how to use it. But my brain's not there yet, right now.
Right.
So, it will get there eventually.
So I guess it's me again. This got actually a fair amount of work, I thought. Although I feel like... Yeah, I think I equally worked on this and the Dobbin Wood on retreat, which is why I'm at the point with the Dobbin Wood where I need to measure. This is my Ploverbird PHN Ladies bag, the red version. And... Not Ploverbird. Wow. Silvershed USA.
I didn't even catch it. Just, wow.
So this is another Joanna Johnson pattern. And it is the Anne sweater? I have to make sure it's a sweater,
It's
not
cardigan.
cardigan. Let's see.
I want that sweater eventually. It's pretty.
she does not sell her patterns separately.
They have to get the books.
You have to get the book. It's the
Anne
Anne of Green Gables. You can find it on Etsy.
What is sweater tie?
It is sweater. Okay, you can find it on Etsy, and the picture doesn't really do justice right there because it's black and white and all folded up and stuff. But
It's a really pretty sweater.
it's a really pretty sweater. And I got a signed copy.
Me too.
Um,
Not too fangirly on poor Joanna.
but let's see. Oh, I'm in the middle row for this too.
Pulling a Lindsay.
Hold on. And it looks like I'm like literally in the middle of the row. So I'm not going to pull out of the middle of the row.
Very nice.
So this got a lot of work on it.
Sure did.
I think I'm heading to increases again to like when you head toward a waist. And it's a long sweater. And I think I mentioned one time on the podcast I did find an extra skein that I didn't anticipate finding. So
Right, when we took everything out.
yes, so it made it so I'm not playing as much yarn chicken with this. It'll allow me to make it just as long as the pattern requires. I probably still won't do the pockets because I don't feel like this baby alpaca or this alpaca is going to lend itself towards pockets very well. I feel like also with the yarn I'm using, it's just going to change. I don't think it will look well with pockets.
I think it will take the style down.
Exactly. And just
If you're going to have pockets, you almost have afterthought pockets where you slides in.
yeah, so I am absolutely cool with leaving off the pockets for this. But yeah,
I love the length of the sleeves on that pattern.
yeah, I do too. And I'll have to see because I have longer arms. I might still have to.
Edge with black or something.
No, I don't think I'll have to edge it, but I think I'll have to lengthen it a little bit.
Oh, right. You have enough yarn.
Yeah, especially since I'm not doing pockets.
Right.
And I found an extra skein. The pockets were not going to take a whole extra skein by themselves.
Right.
I think I actually found a couple of extra skeins.
I know you bought a lot of that. I think you bought her out of that when I bought
Well, yeah, I bought a sweater's worth.
Yeah.
So, and I think you're right. I think I bought her out of it. This was.
I think we both bought her out of what we bought.
Yeah, well, because we were new crafters and we didn't know really what we needed. Now, I was primarily a sweater knitter at that time. It's just really funny how things are kind of coming back full circle with the big projects.
Right.
I think because right now they're what I can focus on. This is a lot of stockinette knitting, which is kind of what I need right now.
Well, you do what you need and what you want, what is fun for you, what you can handle. Anything that keeps you crafting and not making it difficult. It's not meant to be difficult.
Yeah. Besides, I don't have a black sweater.
Yeah. Well, that was what that other one was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I have this one. I wear it all the time. Besides this one and my green one. I didn't make these obviously, but I like this weight of sweater, and I don't like working fingering weight.
I don't think that would have been fingering.
Maybe DK.
It might be. It might be fingering.
So
It's not actually knit, so it's hard to tell.
Well, it's machine knit, but mass produced.
Yeah.
Okay, now in my Universal Studios bag is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle baby blanket, and I did a little bit of work, and then I kind of put this by the wayside. So I made a little bit of progress with the blue here. You can see I'm in the middle of a row, but it doesn't really matter. Right now it's just miles and miles of double crochet. I think I'm using an F hook, I'm not sure. Let me see.
I think it's an E.
E? Okay.
It is an E.
Okay.
I recognize the color first because this is my preferred hook that I used to use for toys.
Right.
That's the only reason why I recognized it off the bat. The G is a purple.
There. So this is Knit Picks Brava Sport. That's why it's an E. Knit Pick Brava Sport, and this is really soft, actually. I don't mind using their Brava Sport acrylic when I have to use acrylic. Because
I'm not as fond of their bulky, but maybe that's changed. Maybe it's the batch I got, because the batch I got to knit I wanted a new sweater, and it felt a little waxy.
Yeah, I like their worsted and I like their sport. I haven't really used their bulky.
And it might have been just that batch I got, but I prefer their sport and worsted.
Right.
Also, I can tend to be a little sensitive / picky to texture. So it could well just be me, and no one else would notice.
Well, that's one of the reasons neither one of us really uses cotton. I don't like. I'm gonna give.
I think you use it more than I do.
I do.
I'm really picky about cotton.
That's probably Grandma.
I was gonna say DNA invisible.
From Stafford, VA.
Stafford. That's probably the car.
Call
I'm
from
sorry, guys.
Stafford,
We'll just
VA.
have to wait just a second here. Hopefully, they won't leave a message.
That's right, because you're the main location right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, did you show project?
Yes.
All right, let me put this back in here.
I forgot what we were saying too.
We were talking about Brava.
Oh, Brava. Oh no, we're talking about flock personas. Is where I was going.
Yeah.
I do have one skein left of that.
You're actually saving it for a project.
I'm saving it for a project. It has bamboo. Because it has so much bamboo, I'm going to give it a try. If it still doesn't have enough give for me, then I'll reskein it. And
I think it has enough give. I just don't like the texture of cotton so
Right.
much, but you don't have the same aversion I do to it.
it has to be a specific. I can't use dishy.
It's soft. I think I just don't
Yeah,
like it.
I can't use dishy, and I can't use peaches and cream, or it's too rough on my hands.
This yarn is not rough. The flock personas. It's just that I don't like cotton, so I don't like using it. I think you would be fine with it.
I can use flock brizonas, I think, because it's got that blend, and I can use Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton.
I can use Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton in limited.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
not-
think I just severely don't like cotton.
It's not my preferred yarn to work with, cotton or cotton blends, but
Because it feels to me like it's dragging on the finger or something. I don't know. I just don't like the way it feels.
and I did a finished project that I gave to somebody. I think it was Kay. That I wasn't sure when I was. It was nice, but it was heavier than I thought it would be with cotton. You know. Okay, is it my turn or yours? Yours.
It's mine. Hang on. Yeah, that's the last one. So this is actually new to you. In my Silver Shed USA Christmas Peanuts Christmas bag. I want to pull up the pattern. Oh wait, that's why I brought this up. Let's move out of the chart. It's the Star Stocking pattern. And it is by, hold on, that's it on here. Yeah, Mimi Hill, and I guess her business is Escamimi Makes. And I'll flip this and then enlarge.
That's really pretty.
This is the pattern. My dad likes the very classic style Christmas stockings. So this one is his because right now at this time Mom doesn't have time to dye the yarn necessary for the one that Davina likes. Because I'm going to be knitting Davina. Hold on. I actually have it on here. I'm going to be knitting this one for Davina.
This is really pretty.
Where the white is, though, she wants silver. And it's going to be a sparkly silver. But that has to wait till Mom is done with her order that she's needs to dye up. So Davina is okay with the fact that I'm knitting Dad's right now.
She did ask me though, have you dyed up my yarn? When are you going to dye up my yarn?
You're like, when I'm ready.
When it gets dyed up.
So, that being said, some of this is acquisition yarn from Dragonfly Fibers going out of
Yeah,
business.
they're going out a bit. They're
We're not going out of business, changing hands.
Well, they're closing shop and somebody else is buying them up. I don't know if it's going to be called Dragonfly Fibers anymore.
I don't know. She wasn't clear on that.
Yeah.
So this colorway is Into the Woods. and that's my deep
Look at
green.
that green. Isn't that gorgeous?
I know, and I had a few yarns in hand, and I thought about going with something that I couldn't have gotten from anyone else, which is mushroom hunting, but I wasn't sure what I'd do with it, and I knew what I was going to do with this. And I really love the green.
I may go online and pick up a mushroom hunting. I almost picked it up at the Fiber Festival, and I couldn't figure out what I'd do with it, but I think if I get a DK, I could say I would do a toy.
Yeah, the mushroom hunting was the second color in my original.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
It is. It's really pretty. I really loved the deep brown, but she didn't have that. But I had much more use I could get out of this because I like making Christmas stockings in this weight. And this is Traveler. I already had some rodeo on hand.
You probably could have used that brown in a stocking.
I probably could have. I already had some rodeo on hand. This was actually from an ill-fated kit that I picked
Allison?
up.
Is that the one that Allison nearly had a conniption?
No, kit.
Oh, the kit.
This one is the one that Allison nearly had a conniption.
Yeah.
This was a kit that you talked me into a kit, and I talked you into a kit. And this was like reds and oranges and yellows. And I've used what?
And mine's with blues and grays. That's Neighborhood Fibers, isn't it?
No, this is Dragonfly.
Dragonfly. Okay.
This was a different year.
Oh, okay.
This is more recent than the one you're thinking of.
Oh, I still have that kit up there.
But I just basically have used... Actually, I've used multiple yarns from that kit for different colorwork projects. So it's getting used. It's just being used differently than I intended. This is Rodeo. This here is one of my favorite colors that she does is Airport Hot Sauce. And I have a lot of this because this was from that ill-fated sweater that gives Allison heart palpitations.
And actually, I thought that was what I wanted, but actually what I like this one better.
Yeah, it's very different. Well, like I said, this looks like hot sauce.
Yeah, but this one is... I might have to pick up Rodeo. I should have, because I was looking for Airport Hot Sauce. I was really upset because they don't make it anymore. They still do Rodeo. I may have to go get this one.
I have a ton of Airport Hot Sauce because I had a sweater's worth.
This is gorgeous. This one of the colors I really like.
Yeah, so this is Rodeo. Then this here is some Undead yarn.
I thought that was Heidi, yeah.
I can't remember what the colorway this was.
Is that Shire?
It might be her Shire.
Because I made
it might be her Shire.
I made a shawl out of that.
And then this is Mom's Not Quite a Pug.
Yeah.
Because that's what this one was originally.
Actually, yeah.
Because I'm still using up that one. So, this was started Wednesday night. And
5 hours in the doctor's office.
So I got to about here before the doctor's office. From here to here was done in the doctor's office.
Daddy was absolutely thrilled.
Yes. Well, this was what, because of, I was very, I don't know, worried going in. I was worried if they what they would find. If they didn't find anything, then symptoms were getting worse without any good management. So I needed my mind distracted. And
oh, look at the stags.
This was very helpful for that. Because if you're focusing on your color work, you're not focusing on the worries in your mind.
Isn't that beautiful?
So, got a lot of work done on that. I wasn't quite sure about the bright green with the rest of it, but I actually think it works really well. Yeah. I thought maybe it was too neon at first.
It's okay, though. It's okay.
I think because, otherwise, if I chose a different kind of green, it might have blended in with this dark green too much. And it actually, when you see the full project together, it works very well. So I'm very happy, and all the different colors can pop against each other, which was a little bit something that mine didn't have quite as well. Dad's I made slightly better color choices.
Mine does well.
Yes, yours does well.
Mm-hmm. I think we all have, except for Davina, we all have reds and greens and
yeah. Well, you just have red and white. No, you green and white. You green and white.
Is it all green and white?
Yours is all green and white. It's just two colors.
Okay.
Mine has 5 or 6, and Dad's has 5. Because it's 2 greens, 2 reds, and white. So, there we go. So I have been enjoying this. I actually think it's supposed to be maybe the chart's actually this way. Like that.
Pretty.
But because of where I'm at in the pattern, I have it this way because...
Right now it looks like it made a hat.
Well, it's a bit long for a hat.
You fold it up.
And it's also thin. It's thin for a hat.
Oh, you mean this way?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I
it
guess.
Oh, no, it doesn't because of the color work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it's a thing. Don't want to turn it all the way inside out because I still have it on the needles, but floats. I do try to catch my floats and keep things pretty neat. It's a little easier showing a finished thing than it is when I'm actively knitting on it.
Daddy's impressed with the neat floats because he said sometimes you catch on the, and you might still catch on it.
Well, yeah,
but,
because it's not.
but it's
Because he stuck his hand in it to see what it would be like to stuff it, and he was surprised when he didn't catch his fingers on my floats. So, well, yeah, that's kind of, you're not supposed to be able to.
Okay. My last project, I take this bag, if I have the right project in it, I take this everywhere. This bag, I won from Heidi. It's a Black Horse Knitter Me and My Dog Some Yarn bag. I wasn't sure how much I was going to like this because of the way it's made. It's a drawstring. And I'm not a big fan of it. This bag goes everywhere with me. This, I love because I hook it on whatever.
Yeah, I don't have a bag that does that, which is really cool.
I absolutely love this bag for my smaller projects. This is a new project. This is my, it's another Surabel. The yarn is Miss Babs Yazawada Skein in Vlad.
I was going to say.
And I'm going to be making a cowl. I'm going to seam it. So I'm going this way. So when I get to the point where I can seam it, it will be like this.
Very nice.
So, and I did a lot of work on this, I think on retreat, when we got home from retreat, we got,
I was going to say,
after the retreat itself. I didn't take anything to the retreat, into the actual talks and things. So this is not for the front or the back. This is to remind me which way I'm actually going, although it doesn't really help. But for some reason I was having a hard time remembering that I'm going this way. Now it's okay because it's shorter and I can see. But for a while I was having a hard time figuring out which direction I was going. So this is really, I love this pattern. This is like, I don't know, I do more of this than any pattern at all that I have done. It's just, I love this pattern.
it's kind of like me and the Diana hats.
Yeah. It's my go-to when my hands will cooperate. It's my go-to when I want something that's, easy to make. Okay. There you go.
So I'm done with whips.
Okay, I am too.
That leads us to FOs.
Actually, I have
Oh, do you
I have a frog.
Okay, well, let's frog.
Okay, you noticed the yarn that was in this project in my my Pixels pattern. This was my Pixels cowl. This yarn I originally had in my let's see, where is it? Ladies of the Watch, which from a Night Watch pattern by Laura Smoot. I tore it out. I hadn't worked on it in over, I don't know, a couple of years. It wasn't,
yeah, it's time.
It wasn't the pattern. It wasn't the yarn. The pattern and the yarn together didn't work well. So I will do Laura's pattern, Laura Smoot. I will do her pattern some other time with another yarn, maybe a plain yarn. I think would show off her Night Watch pattern a lot better. This
Well, sometimes it's just a poor...
This was just too
combination.
busy. It was too busy.
It is
for
a busy yarn.
It was too busy. This is perfect for it. But for something that had lace and other things
Well,
going
I've
on.
tended to stay away from the busier yarns lately because of that.
So and this is actually truly variegated. It's not even like we're pools or whatever. This is truly a variegated yarn, and it just wasn't. I stopped working on it because I didn't like the way it was working up.
Yeah.
So I decided it was time to change. It's not the yarn. I love the yarn. I love the pattern, just not together. So I will do Laura Smooth's pattern later. I'll show you the pattern that I was working on for that. Night's Watch. And Laura Smoot has wonderful patterns. She does the charted and the written.
I don't know if you can get her patterns anymore.
I don't know if you can. Let's see. I don't know if you can still get the ones that she's got already. I know she doesn't appear to be designing right now, but okay. It's a very small kind of shawlette kind of pattern. And I guess it doesn't have the lace. I just didn't like. She's got a variegated here, but I didn't like the way it was working out.
Well, it might have just been that's something you just didn't like the way it was working out.
Yeah. So
For whatever reason.
I will change that to something else, and do it again. So that's what this was. Okay, now you have a not royalty, a FO, so do I, but yours is a little more complex than mine, so I was proud of myself, and then you stole the show, because this is the
Oh, I love this.
Bells for Baby project from the Cerebel Scarf pattern by Sarah Sweetheart. That's why I started something else.
Oh, look at that.
So this is the blanket.
Oh, I love that. It's gonna be so cute on some baby.
So that's this.
Oh,
And I was thinking about doing this in a Bare Necessities in fingering with a large hook for a christening blanket.
it'd also be really nice in like a powder blue.
Well, that would be for a boy. I love this pattern.
I think it's like the best little baby blanket.
It's so pretty. I do love this. And I wish that I could get a hold of Sarah Sweethearts to tell her how much I like this pattern, because it's just, it's my go-to when I can't figure out. This looks a lot more complex than it is. And it's just beautiful. If my hands cooperate, this is my go-to for that kind of thing. Scarves, blankets, cowls, it's just perfect for that kind of thing. I had a table runner going, but I stopped because my hands were hurting and I pulled it out. I might have to do another one. But that's this, and this will be going to the pregnancy center, most likely.
Well, they were asking for baby blankets, so
Because I was going to give it to somebody, but time's kind of passed now, so... okay, so that's that. Show your FO.
Alrighty, so
This is really gorgeous.
I finished my Christmas stocking.
Absolutely beautiful.
For some reason, even though I wasn't feeling well, I still was able to focus, which was kind of nice. Change. Sorry, this is falling off. So this is Ho 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 for me. The pattern is Ho Ho Ho. It is by General Hog Buffer, who is apparently a guy, according to my Colorwork Facebook group, which I did not know. I assumed it was a lady. That's what you get for making assuming.
Making assuming?
Making assuming. So, these two greens are a little close for my liking. It's Joshua Tree and, I don't think it's the
Blue
Shire.
Spruce?
No, I think it's the Shire. Yes, the Shire.
From Dragonfly?
No.
Miracle Jen?
Hold on, give me a second. Mad Tosh.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Mad Tosh is Shire,
Yes,
Mad
yeah.
Tosh is Joshua Tree.
Because I remember you picked that up.
The red is Airport Hot Sauce, Dragonfly Fibers. This yellow is something I happen to have in stash. And the off-white is Mom's Not Quite a Pug. Yeah. And it does pop a little better on the camera than it does in person.
It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
But I love this stag here.
And these stockings, when Ty is finished, probably will not be going back in the Christmas stuff. I have to pull mine out. My husband wants to put something to make them be stuffed a little bit lightly. I said, well, maybe paper or something. And he wants to hang them up all year round.
Yeah, he is really a fan of color work. And there's my floats.
Very nice.
Just because apparently that's a thing. That was a lot of ends to weave in. A lot. Spent days weaving in ends. So, worth it though. This was a lot of fun to knit. I immediately knit Cats on My Neck's color work stocking, which happened to be in the same weight yarn, same needle size. So it was very easy. Like, okay, this is off the needles. Let's,
Okay.
It even had some of the same yarn in it.
All right, so that leads to, let's see, royalties. Okay.
I only have a few and you have more, so do you want me to just do mine?
Yeah, go ahead. Now, let me do the shop update first.
Okay, it works.
The shop update, I
Actually,
did.
it's usually what we do anyway.
Yeah, I did a very small shop update, and I put it into the Lady Vertigo Creations update thread. Words. Thank you to the person who already purchased something. I appreciate that. This was a new colorway that I put in the shop before I showed it to you. This is Tessa. Davina named it from one of her Star Darlings. This is a fingering sock Stardust. So it's 463 yards. It's 100 grams, 70% fine superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, 5% stellina. To the person who bought this, yes, you are correct. I forgot to put the discount in for you. It will be remedied as soon as I get out of here. Okay. Because it was new and I was trying to get things in, I forgot to put stuff in there. So this is, she deserves to get that. So this is Tessa. This is not going to be available because the person bought this, and I can repeat it. Davina named it. She was thrilled that somebody already bought it. And this was an interesting, I was playing with colors to get this, and it was a complete surprise what I finally got when I finished. So I do know how to make it again. So if you like it, I can make it again. Let me just put this back so the person who gets it has a nice skein. You know when you get kind of a, not a hangnail, you don't...
Your nail just sort of...
It's not the nail, it's kind of like a piece of... You know what I'm talking about? It keeps catching on things.
I hate it when that happens.
Okay, so this is Tessa. It's my newest yarn. This is the only thing I can show you that I've been dyeing, but I have been doing a lot of yarn dyeing. I have 4 full kits of the bigger size. The reason I have been able to do a lot of knitting and stuff that's not in doctor's offices and things is I've been rescanning the mini skein kits I've been doing for my local yarn shop, and I have been, during the day, I dyed up 4 full kits, the full size kits of this particular color, and then I have to move on to the other color. So I'm doing a lot of yarn dyeing, so my knitting and crocheting and stuff like that might be severely decreased till I get that finished. I know it looks like I have a lot now, but that's 8 divided by 3. So I did the update. I had pumpkin spice chai tea latte up there. I had this. I had what else did I put up there? I had 2 gradient kits up there that I showed, the Forever in Blue Jeans and the Water Maroon gradient. I read somewhere, I was reading somebody's, when I was researching how I should price it, I was reading how someone talked about these kits and learned that if it's the same base, you'll use the same color but different amounts for all the skeins, then it's actually an ombre, so it's an ombre as well. So that's kind of cool. So that's what's going on, and I thank you for the people who already bought, the person already bought, and for anyone else who might be taking a look. Okay, I will be yarn dyeing a lot, so hopefully the shop will be updated more and more frequently. I did opt for the free shipping for the US. At this point, I'm not intending to raise my prices unless it severely cuts into my profits, which I'm going to hold back as far as I can. With that, I don't want to do it for that reason. Or more than likely, if my suppliers raise their prices.
Right, and that's a little bit more of an issue.
Right, the suppliers or the post office. Okay, so if that's beyond my control, I will do my best not to raise the prices unless it's post office or supplier related that I can't afford it because I don't want to go out of business. Okay, and I want to be able to give you guys, provide yarn for you guys. So I will not just willy-nilly say, oh, I'm going to make up the cost by putting the price in the price. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, all right. So into royalties.
So Mom picked this up when grocery shopping for me. It says start each day with a grateful heart, and it's soft. It's a blank journal.
I love books like that. They make me happy.
set that aside for when it is needed. Yes, I know. And then the first, I think she said 50 people who went to her shop.
And this is their farewell
got this
tour.
for Dragonfly.
That we each got one. They are no longer.
Well, they might be going to a couple
they
more
have Rhinebeck,
festivals.
Rhinebeck and Saf, I think it was. I don't know what that means. It was two more shows they had to do.
Yeah.
And then they are Dragonfly Fibers is not going to be run by the people who are running it. Somebody, from what I understand, 2 people are going to be running it from opposite sides of the coast. They're keeping their own shops and they're running that together.
SAF is Southeastern Animal Fiber
Fiber
Festival,
Festival.
and that's in North Carolina. And then also they have the holiday open house and farewell party in Kensington, Maryland. On December
I wish
7th.
we could go to that.
Yeah.
They're fantastic, and we are very happy that we got one of their farewell tour bags.
Yeah.
Each of us got one.
You already saw what I picked up from them, yarn-wise. But I did... Oh, Mom gave me some more of...
This is antique.
This is antique, but for more my Christmas stockings and such.
Antique. I had. I looked at what was going on with my yarn, and not quite a pug is slightly darker than antique, and so I had to determine which was which and notate it. So we have determined that although Ty is calling it not quite a pug, it's actually antique.
Right, because that's what the tag said was not quite a pug, but yeah. Then this... Actually, let me do an order. This was Marigold Jen, who's also going out
Yes.
of business, who's closing shop.
Yes. She and Hobbledehoy both are going out.
So
So if you want a quick plug here for both Marigold Jen and Hobbledehoy, they are closing their shops, I think, by the end of the year or whenever their stock is sold out. So if you want something from Marigold Jen or Hobbledehoy, you need to do it sooner rather than later.
I think this was a 5 for $25 that I picked up.
Are those DK?
These are.
Yeah. This one's pretty.
Because I made a point of trying to make sure that they were. I just watched them not be. But I thought they were. Hey, they're not as heavy as... Maybe I grabbed the wrong one. Maybe I should grab the other one. Oops. This says mini skein.
I have a wraps per inch. You can,
I think it might be thinner than what I thought it was. Oopsie. Because she had the other one that I had in my hand first that was heavier. And I think I just assumed.
I think this is fingering.
I think you're right. I think I just assumed. I should have stuck with the other one that I had in my hand first.
Yes, this is...
Stupid me.
Wait, let's see. Mini skeins, superwash, 20 grams, 87 yards. This is fingering.
Blasted.
Yep.
Poor decision making. I got excited about the colors in this one. I should have stuck with
this one.
I know. I should have stuck with my other one though, because I'm not going to have as much use for these.
Yeah, see, this is 92 yards. This is the same base
I mean,
use.
I guess I can double.
Yeah, this is the same base I use. So
Blasted
this
anyhow.
is fingering sock.
So, not paying attention. I had in my hands, she had a heavier weight set of mini skeins. And I think I just assumed, and I grabbed the wrong one. So, oh well, this is a double. I didn't want a double. Darn it.
At least you have enough yardage to do it. This is Tess, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a Diana Safford Davina.
The bling on that. It's very close to the color I had, but I think the color I had is darker.
Yeah.
And this has more variation to it.
It isn't Test Mom.
Tempting you.
Tempting you.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. And it's Yusuf Sparkle DK. Colorway is Veils.
Very pretty.
So.
Now, I picked up more than I intended for 2 reasons. First, go ahead.
No, I was suggesting I'm uncomfortable.
First, because I told my husband about this, he was fine with it. First, because 2 of my favorite dyers are going out of business. Secondly, because we're only doing one Fiber Festival a year at this point. So I went ahead and bought a little bit more than I intended. Okay, I also have my farewell tour bag from Dragonfly Fibers. Let me see. I don't want to show this yet because this was not Dragonfly Fibers. Okay. Let me see. I bought from Dragonfly Fibers several skeins of yarn. Let me pull this out so I can see what it is. Apparently, I'm in a fade mood. Okay. Okay. Before I show you that, I'll show you... Did I only buy one of these? I thought I bought 2 of these. Here it is. Okay, I bought 2 of these. These are all sport weight. This is African Daisy, which I thought would make a great Cerebel cowl.
Mm-hmm.
Or now that I have the pixie pattern,
Yeah.
it might make a nice pixie. Okay, so that's that. And then I kind of went on a fade, or I don't mean the fade like the shawls and stuff like that, but kind of a gradient type of. I have always loved her black pearl colorway. So now I have black pearl, which is this one. This is silver screen, I think. Silver fox. And this one is District 12. This is a Hunger Games reference. This, of course, is Pirates of the Caribbean. And this, I am saying, is an X-Men.
Right.
So I could do tea and tails. But isn't that gorgeous together? Look at that. I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any clue. But at this point, because they were going out of business, and I really love this yarn, and I look at it every time I looked at this colorway.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always in fingering. This is sport weight. So, and I kept asking her, "Oh, this is damsel. Is it DK?"
The Damsel's slightly lighter than Traveler.
Okay, so this is the sport. This is the DK. So the African Daisy is a DK.
Because you went with the
Greater yardage.
greater yardage, yeah.
So this will most likely become a pixel or a Cerebel, and this is probably going to be some kind of a wrap, because there's 300 and I can't see if that's 40 or 90. 340 yards.
340.
340 yards in here, so you've got like almost 1,000 yards in here, over 1,000 yards. So it will make a nice wrap. And then the other ones I went are more up my alley. Look at this. And now that I'm looking at that, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, it'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
It'll be right.
You just had to go in
Like this.
order.
Yeah, like that. So, or it might be something where I use it for pops of color or whatever. So that's what I got from Dragonfly. Then we went to see Jenny, Marigold Jen, and I picked up this. I just could not walk away without this. It's kind of a great, it's not,
It's really pretty.
it's absolutely gorgeous. It's called Truffle. And it is I think it's a DK. Yes, it's DK. 250 yards. So I've got 500 yards here. Absolutely beautiful. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I had to have it.
It's really pretty.
It's not as bright as I want to go, but this is just beautiful.
It's got like a gold undertone
It
to it.
does. It's absolutely beautiful. So that goes here. And then we went to Flock Personas, I think. No, wait, we went to Tempting You. Actually, went to Tempting You before Jenny.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I feel like we did.
yes, we did, because we're in the same place.
I thought we
Oh,
did.
did you walk afterwards?
We did. We came back
Right,
and
we
did
did.
Tempting You because we wanted
Now-
to make sure we hit Jenny.
I was actually proud of myself, because this is the shop we were talking about where I actually had like 6 or 8 skeins of yarn in my hands. This is what I ended up with.
It's really pretty.
Nightcrawler. I could not walk away without Nightcrawler.
And it's not a colorway she's doing anymore. Because another lady picked up the last one.
Yeah, there were 3 of them, and
And the sparkle.
in the sparkle. And Nightcrawler, anybody who's known me and my comic book likes and dislikes, Nightcrawler is one of my favorite X-Men. So, I'm not sure that was her reference, but it's blue
No,
and
I
it's
mean,
Nightcrawler.
because Nightcrawlers are actually a thing.
Yeah, but it's definitely Nightcrawler colors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no red in it because, to me, this is just Nightcrawler, not with the uniform.
Not his uniform, yeah.
So, I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
I think you decided Cerebel.
I think I did. It is a DK, so probably I'm going to have a gazillion Cerebel. I don't know.
Well, you always have a Cerebel.
We'll see.
And I think you said this was going to be for you.
This one's mine.
Yeah.
This one's definitely mine. Either it's a Cerebel or it might be a Pixel. Now that I have it.
The Cerebel's prettier.
Yeah.
I will be quite honest with you. The Pixel's nice. Cerebel's a lot prettier.
Yeah. The Cerebel, I will probably do the
Cerebel's
Cerebel.
just so classy.
Yeah. So it might be a cowl for the Cerebel, not the scarf. So that's my Tempting You. At Flock Personas, I didn't pick up any yarn this time. I picked up some patterns. I love him. He's fantastic.
With his pie joke.
Okay, so
We were wearing our Potts Pie Day shirts, and
oh yeah,
he thought pie was funny. He was trying to make a math joke.
I also remembered that some of these patterns might go with some of the yarn I picked up.
Yeah.
This I got Hogmanay, I don't know, by Jen, lucasdesigns.com, and it looks like that.
It's the top one.
Yeah, this one up here. And then I didn't want to show the. I picked up Angela Tong Designs Komori. That's the gray one up there.
Yeah, they can see.
And then I picked up Bray from the Knitting Vortex by Jennifer Desau. Desau, I think is how to pronounce her name.
That's very pretty.
And I think this one was the one that was done in the cotton.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Even though the pattern is not going to say it because the lady didn't heavier yarn
right.
than the pattern called for.
And this one is kind of like a color work. I mean, not color work, but it swaps colors out. So it's really pretty. I have different techniques in all of these.
This was the one done in the cotton mom.
Right, because this one she said could go as long as I wanted to. So this one will probably be in my Flock Brazonas because she had a really pretty one in that. So I'll try it. Actually, it looks pretty close to that color.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got from him. And the last one I kind of got bullied into. There was the sweetest lady over at this shop. I forget what the shop was. And they had, it's a fantastic deal. The shop had,
It was the
like
people who taught you to dye, Mom.
I think so. Although, at least that's where they were in the past. I don't know if it's, I couldn't remember the name. But they had like a one-off bin. Like she didn't know exactly the yardage, or she didn't know exactly the weight, or or whatever. And I think it was $15 for each of these skeins. 80/20 blue-faced Leicester silk for $15, and I think we determined they had like between 400 and 500 yards a piece.
Right. Isn't that pretty?
Depending if it's worsted or decay. I think it's worsted. So I think it's probably about 400. There's two. About 420 yards in each, probably 400. I'd say 400 to be conservative. 400 yards in each one, so you're talking like 800 yards for $30, and it's a heavy weight. So I have no clue what this is going to be. There was a lady there. You got to have that. You got to have that. You got to have that.
And I was just like, it's $30, Mom. You're not going to get that yardage for that price.
Purple is not my favorite color.
It's not even just a purple though. It's got a periwinkle to it.
But it's we'll see what it becomes. It's very soft. I made sure it was superwash. If it wasn't superwash, I wasn't going to get it. 8 ounces. So between about 400 and 450 yards each. So you're talking 800 to 900 yards for $30. Worsted weight. Worsted Aran, because this is heavy. And I had a pattern that was, I don't remember what it was, that was using this kind of a weight. I have to go back and see if I can find it. So that's that. That's my acquisitions. Like I said, I went a little bit overboard. That I didn't intend to go that much into buying things, but considering that it was for 2 fiber festivals, I wasn't too upset about it. So that's that. Anything else?
That leads us on to first is a little bit of stuff about the festival. We had some very nice experiences. We talked about some of it, but there was a really nice lady who helped us. She had a Wonder Woman shirt.
We call her Wonder Woman.
I was having trouble getting into one of the buildings.
It had a lip, and I couldn't lift her enough to get the wheelchair to navigate over it. So this lady and her friend. I wasn't sure if it was her friend or
I
her
couldn't
daughter.
see them very well. So
but they asked, and then they helped.
Yeah.
And it was very sweet, and they got us in. They were very sweet, and that was really neat. And then we saw the lady with the custom-made wheelchair.
Yes.
She had a wheelchair it's an off-road wheelchair, and it has the arms like this.
Yeah, she can pull them on or off her wheels, and that it protects her shoulders a little bit better, and she could do it like this instead.
It had a really interesting radius, really quick
Yeah.
tight turn.
And the
Radius.
wheels were better for the rocks than mine were, because I kept
She kept spinning,
spinning my wheels.
so I had to shove her a little bit.
And there was a couple times where if I hit the ground wrong, where I started tilting back.
She was gonna give me a start the first time she did that.
But it was a very cool wheelchair. I took a picture of the brand, but it's custom made. That's an expensive one.
Now, I forgot my acquisition, this shirt. It leads into something for the Fiber Festival. This is Groot, and below it says Groot. And I actually have this magnet on my refrigerator. My husband picked it up for me as a surprise. But at the Fiber Festival, there was a lady who had a shirt. I think I scared the heck out of her. Like, oh my gosh, because Ty had put it out to me. It said crochet, and then it had Baby Groot with yarn. I guess I crochet and had Baby Groot with yarn, and then but my hobby is collecting yarn.
Yeah,
I flipped out. I must have scared the lady out of 10 years life growth.
but she was really excited and let us take a picture.
She let us take a picture and all that, and I said I want this. I told my husband I want this. So I want that shirt. She said, I'm not taking the one off your back. I want that shirt. Her son had found it for her. It was really cute. I love Baby Groot. So it was really a cute little shirt.
Something I'm not wearing because it's actually in my dirty pile is Dad picked up for me a Browns shirt, the football team, and I was gonna wear it today, but it was in the dirty pile.
Right.
Because I wore it on Sunday.
Yeah.
And Sunday's usually my Saturday or Sunday is usually my day to do laundry, and if I wear it either day of the weekend, it's not going to be clean.
Davina was very sweet. She asked Talia if she wanted the laundry done, and she took it all downstairs and got that started, so that's good. Davina is very helpful. This, in some ways, it's been stressful for her, and she's backslid a little bit, but in other ways, it's brought her out of herself to have all this stuff for Talia, and she wants to help. So that's really good. We had a really nice talk with a lady at the festival. We were sitting on a bench, and she was very sweet. And I forget all that we were talking about, but she was very sweet. We spent a long time. Oh, we met some people who were the Amish. They were dressed in the Amish, and the little baby had the Amish bonnet and a little dress. And I was asking her because it was very hot. I said, "Aren't you hot?" And she said, "No." And she actually raised her arm and let me feel the fabric of the, because I wasn't going to ask her.
Yeah.
But she let me. It was surprisingly cool. I guess it must have been maybe linen or something. It was very cool, very lightweight. So they were there, and we talked to Jenny. We're very sorry that we missed Kim and
Akila said that she wasn't able to make it to Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. But we did see Lacey One, who was our friend Helen. We saw Celeste over there. We promptly abandoned her to her fate because she's teaching. If you're in the Winchester area, she's starting up classes for knitting and crocheting and stuff.
I'm not sure when it's starting.
Not sure when it's starting.
I had run into a coworker and the coworker's friend who both wanted to learn to knit. They didn't end up picking up anything there. They were just perusing. They hadn't really gone into fancy yarn yet.
Yeah.
But we abandoned Celeste to them.
Yeah, but she said it wasn't a problem, so that was good, and hopefully they got some information out of that. We saw, who else did we see? Who did we see? Celeste?
Oh, there was a lady that said that she's been watching a while. She hadn't joined the group yet. She was there with her son.
We saw Gracie's mom. We saw Laura.
Yes, we did.
There, we saw her there, and we saw somebody who knew us from the shop there. I can't remember her name. I apologize if she watches. I can't remember her name. But she had met us at the shop. So we saw some people. We were sad that we missed others. But it was a little longer. It took us a little longer to navigate than we thought.
Yeah.
So we were kind of tired. We ate at Mario's, which is a wonderful Italian place in Berryville. We saw Katie Bell.
Thank you. I was trying to remember
It's not
her
Katie
name
Bell.
and I couldn't pull
Yeah.
it out of my head. I was like, I could see her. She had the awesome shirt on.
Yeah, she used to be one of the
She used to run the.
people who put together the. She's who got us into it.
Yeah.
So she was there, and we always seem to run into her one festival or another, and she's very sweet. So it was good to see her.
They told us if in the future we wanted to help
again.
we still could.
Yeah, that they would make allowances so that we could do so. So that was really good. Because we got greeted at coming in with our favorite ladies. It was very nice. It was very, very sweet. And we always feel at home there. I never would say anything bad about Maryland Sheep and Wool, but it's too big for us. Going to Shenandoah, you feel like you're running into family all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's nice. And that was a very good experience. Okay, so do you have anything more to say about that, about Shenandoah?
No.
Okay, we are going to move into, as soon as we thank the people who watch us on YouTube, we just want to give you a heads up that we are now going to be going into some stuff that might be disturbing to other viewers. If you don't want to hear about Taya's health updates, then we suggest you leave as soon as we thank everybody who joined us, or now even. We understand completely, and we will see you next week here in the Woman Cave, we hope. So, but if you want to hear the family update, the health update, and things like that, stay tuned. We will be doing that in just a second. We want to thank all of our YouTube commenters, Lee, Fiber Hermit, Sally, Kim, Pat, Rena, Marie, Brittany, Akila, and anyone else who I may not have on my notes because you touched base with us after I got my notes in here. I can't talk. After I got ready for the podcast. We thank everybody who commented on YouTube. We thank everybody who commented in the group. We appreciate all comments. We appreciate all prayers. I'm very, very grateful for all of you who have prayed for Talia when I put up the prayer request when we had some issues on, what was it? Tuesday. So
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, and I know your prayers have been instrumental in making it easier and getting the results that we got from her neurosurgeon. I'm quite sure that had a lot to do with it. I want to particularly thank Patty, who got back to me and talked to me when I was in the waiting room. I appreciate that via text. That was much appreciated. Okay, so thank you. We will see those of you who want to leave now next week. We wish you a very wonderful week full of every blessing and good thing. And now we're going to head into updates.
Yes.
Family updates.
First of all, the ceiling. Did we mention the ceiling last time? I don't think that was the thing
Oh,
last
right.
time.
I think
I think that happened like right before we left.
before we left for retreat. We had more water, so the contractors are back. But we had a lady plumber, and she came in and she determined what the issue was. She and her team came in, were in and out in 3 hours. My husband has got a piece of poster board over the hole they had to put in the ceiling to see if we have any more leakage. So far, so good. We don't. But now comes the roll of the dice of when we get the contractors in to fill in that hole again and repaint the ceiling. So we are able to use our upstairs bathroom, but Taya still has a hole in her ceiling. It's a lot nicer looking hole than her ceiling because they cut it very precisely. They cleaned up after themselves. We didn't have to move anything out. They were great. So now we're just waiting for that to be fixed. Yeah. So, and I told them already I'm not moving everything out. They're going to have to they have to cover everything up with plastic because I'm not moving everything out again because I still haven't got everything moved back in from the last time we moved it out. So they have to work around that. I'm going to be difficult.
Well, we're kind of all done with this. But let's see. That leads on to
It's been almost 6 months.
yeah.
It's 5 months,
Yeah. Basically, let's see.
Start with Tuesday.
Start with. Well, actually, I'm going to start. Kind of. Fiber Festival did take a lot of energy.
That's why we're doing a podcast.
Yeah. I ended up switching with Mom on the way home because my vision changed a little bit, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to continue driving. I wasn't sure if I was going to pass out or what. So, Mom and I switched.
That's another good thing about the Shenandoah. I'm not afraid to drive there.
Yeah. So she and I switched, and my vision cleared up immediately, and I felt kind of stupid about it, but we switched. Then Monday, I felt kind of bad and lightheaded, but it seemed to ease up a bit after the weather passed. So I thought, okay, well, maybe that was just because I was really wiped out on Sunday. Just completely no energy, felt really bad. I thought maybe it would just take a couple days and it would go away. Tuesday, I thought I was fine when I left home. Had a lightheadedness even with wheeling around at work, but I had that Monday. I expected it to ease up. It didn't, and it got to the point where if I didn't lower myself from the wheelchair, even with me just sitting, if I didn't lower myself from the wheelchair to the floor, I felt like I was going to pass out. And then I couldn't, when a coworker offered to drive me home, I was having trouble even turning to my side without being lightheaded.
And to make matters worse, this is why some of you received phone calls from me. You didn't know maybe who it was because I didn't leave a message. At that point, I was too frazzled to leave messages. I called a few of you who I have contact information for because I was stressed out because I had contractors here and I could not leave the house to go get Talia. I couldn't go, so she had to take...
Well, as it turned out, you wouldn't have been able to get me home anyway.
Right, but that doesn't help anything.
I ended up calling an ambulance, or having my coworkers call an ambulance, because I was not better with my legs up, laying flat on the floor. And so I had my first ambulance trip as a patient, which I will be terribly excited when I see that bill, I'm sure.
And my husband was willing to come so I could go to the hospital right away. As it turned out, these wonderful people, this woman and her plumbing staff, were out fast enough that he didn't have to come home.
Yeah.
So,
which is great, because I would have felt very bad, because it would have been no point in him.
Well, he would have had to stay with the contractors.
Well, I didn't see the point in him losing a day of work just so Mom can sit with me.
He wouldn't have lost the whole day.
But fluid seemed to help. They were just like, well, I guess this is just POTS. They didn't, our ER is good. They were the ones who first did take me seriously. But...
And the guy did some research, because apparently he had come into contact with people at EDS.
MCAS.
MCAS. So he was talking about, he had never heard of it. He's like in his 50s, and he just heard of a couple people like right near him, and now he's, they seem to be popping up. So he was researching.
I was only the second case that he had run into. One was someone from church.
Right. And the funny thing was, he said he Googled information. The funny thing was, the lady we met at the office, you weren't there. She was saying, yeah, they were Googling all this. I said, I don't want to hear you have to Google this stuff. But,
well, we're people with my conditions and similar things,
Yeah, well, she had both, I think.
Were very complex, and a lot of people haven't heard of it.
Yeah. You're seeing more of the younger doctors and residents who are hearing about it, but not so much the people who are established.
Yeah.
So
because they don't teach it in medical or nursing schools. So a lot of people are running into it for the first time as an established professional. Right. But anyway.
So we spent about 5 or 6 hours in the ER.
Yeah, it was from like noon, and I think we got out at 5.
Yeah, Mike came and picked up Davina about 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then we stayed there about another hour, 45 minutes, I guess.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Because they never keep me, there's really not anything, our hospital's not equipped to manage me.
They just wanted to make sure she was stable.
Yeah, that I wasn't going to pass out or anything. So, went home. Wednesday, I took off to recover, and I'm glad I did. I was still very wiped out.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you come back. They were like, you stay home. When I went to get her wheelchair and her rollator, and they were concerned, about her asking me what happened and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't have a whole lot to tell them, but I was able to pick up the assistive equipment for Thursday's trip.
Well, my poor medical assistant, I think that...
Melissa was... she's like... I think you scared her out of like 5 years of life. Because she kept asking me how you were. And Bree helped me to get the wheelchair into the back of the trunk. Because it's not a heavy wheelchair, but with my shoulder issues, it's hard for me to get it in.
Yeah.
So it was nice of her to help me. That staff is fantastic. Talia works with the best people.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
They're fantastic.
Thursday was my appointment. Before we go on to Thursday, while I was waiting for the doctor on Thursday, continuing on with the office,
Right.
the nurse who is in charge of all the other nurses at one of the other offices called me and she's like, yeah, I was just calling to see, do you want Friday off?
Yeah.
Basically kind of a, you should take Friday off.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think I'll do that. But if I feel okay, can I still come in? Yeah, sure. I'm like, but we'll just say I'm taking it off. And during this whole time, Wednesday, a couple different coworkers texted me to check on me, the Luray nurse, a couple other people, and she checked on me again the day of the appointment.
Great office.
And actually said, when she heard that I wasn't coming on Friday, she's like, I'll cover your patients for you on Friday. And she came into my office and covered for my patients who were there. So they didn't have to be rescheduled again. But going on to what was determined. So I was fully anticipating, because I don't have I get the headaches, but they aren't as constant or as severe as a lot of people describe. I mean, they can be pretty bad, but not what I would consider for me to be severe. I've had pretty severe experiences when I had conjunctivitis, and it wasn't that bad. So I was half expecting them to tell me that it wasn't either Chiari malformation or cranial cervical instability, that I was somehow making it worse myself or something. Like, I really half convinced, but
She has to have control even of making her own body mess up.
It's just, I half convinced myself that it was not in my head, because I know I have POTS, but like I was somehow making it worse. Because I do that to myself. I just convinced myself of that. But when when the neurosurgeon came to see me, he was like, he ran through all the different things, and when he kept asking me questions, I'm like, yep, he's going to tell me. He's just going to tell me that, that's neither of them. No Chiari malformation. So that's good. My brain is the proper size for the skull. So, yay. But I do have cranial cervical instability. And that's why I'm wearing the neck brace, because when I turn my head, I block off blood flow to my brain. Quite a lot of blood flow to my brain. I'm not allowed to drive. Apparently first of all, I was like, yeah, not at all. Not even the shortest distances. You are not allowed to drive at all. And I don't think he was even just talking because of the neck brace. I think he was just like, you are too dangerous to drive. Okay. And he also told me, well, first of all, he was shocked I was still working with my level of disability. I said, well, I didn't think it, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. He's like, you had to progress to using a wheelchair. That's pretty bad. Okay, I guess so. But yeah, he was really shocked I was still working full time. But he made it very clear to me that first of all, we're going to try with the bracing and the physical therapy, but he made it clear to me that I needed to see this one guy in Maryland at least to get started, or I would not be working much longer because of the level of disability. So, yeah, I have to play ball and behave myself.
And I will sit on you if you don't.
But the other thing was, what was it? Physical therapy. Oh, if the physical therapy and the neck bracing doesn't work, we could be looking at fusion surgery. So that way we stop the blockage of the blood flow to my brain. But he managed to explain all the symptoms that I've been having, and he's just like, yeah, this is classic of what's going on here. And he wants to see me in a month, because he says he wants to keep an eye on me. So I guess I'm a lot more serious than I thought I was.
This doctor is one of the best doctors in Maryland. Mm-hmm. He is very highly regarded all over the world. We are blessed that he is the person he is.
Yes.
He's absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We're very confident in whatever has to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has a reputation of, he's not knife happy. He's not going to just be like, let's go right to surgery. He's going to try all the options first, see if he can make it work. But if not, if he tells you need surgery,
You need surgery.
you need surgery. But looking at you, Jess, I think it's Dancing to Your Own Beat is
I
your
think so.
new
think so.
Instagram name, because I still think of your old one even though I'm looking at it. You have told me for years. Actually, it has been years.
Couple of years, yeah.
A couple of years. That's still plural years. That I minimize.
I have told you that you minimize. Do you listen to your mother?
Call
No.
from
No.
Richmond, VA.
So, apparently, I am quite a minimizer, and it's a lot
Call
more
from
serious
Richmond, VA.
than I thought it was. So, I have new jewelry.
She scared Sammy's daughter half to death.
know.
Sammy is her
Pharmacy tech.
pharmacy tech, and I'm not using last name, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Her daughter's about 4, and she's the sweetest little girl, gives me hugs, even though she doesn't know me well. She knows that I'm Talia's mom and everything. She took one look at Talia with her brace and ran.
She started screaming and crying.
I-
Because she was already kind of prepared, because I'd sent a picture to Sammy, because I was giving Sammy updates, and Sammy had shown her daughter. So she was aware of it, but I don't think she anticipated how scary it would be in person.
Yeah, we were trying to explain to her like a big Band-Aid, a Halloween costume, a cast. She finally got to the point. I got her to hold my hand and come back up to the front of the porch because I was worried about her with the street,
Yeah.
with her car. So I came. I said, "Can I pick you up?" And she said, "Yes." So I picked her up and I brought her up the stairs, and she put her down, and she kind of hovered around her mom's legs and stuff like that. But she finally got to the point where she was smiling and she was showing us
Well,
her little
after
pen.
I took
After
this
she had to
off.
take it off. She had to take that
Now,
off.
I'm able to take it off. I'm supposed to be wearing 24/7, but I have to take it off to take meds because just the way I can't keep my mouth open wide enough for meds. And they said that, some things you might find that I can't dress with this thing on.
Or take a shower.
Or take a shower. And it's almost like I just had to keep my neck perfectly straight. And I only had to wear it 24/7 for about 2 weeks, and then I have to use it anytime in the car, or I think I might be jostled around a lot, or if I'm symptomatic, or if I'm concerned like there's going to be a lot of movement that
Work.
yeah. But they have to be able to see if I get symptoms without it, even with the therapy and stuff, because although that's how they determine whether or not surgery is the way they need to go.
So yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, and your continued prayers will be much appreciated. We know God has this, but I'm a mom, and it doesn't make it. I mean, it makes it easier, but what intellectually doesn't always translate to what you feel.
Oh, and the other thing a lot of people ask is, do I sleep with this?
Yeah.
I have to sleep with this. This is the one thing that even when I stop wearing it most of the time during the day, I still have to sleep with it. Because you can't control your emotions in your sleep.
Right.
And need to be able to protect blood flow to the brain.
Right. So, okay.
So yeah, that is it.
Okay. So we will hope to see you next weekend for more fun in the Woman Cave. We do apologize for the length of this one, but it was 3 weeks, and we
Yeah.
did have a lot to show you and tell you, so I hope you don't mind, and that you split up where you needed to. And
Yeah, and you're only going to get updates on the health stuff now if something changes.
right, if she needs surgery, if she, whatever.
I might let you know a quick thing at the end, and it was a bit of a rough week, but not necessarily go into details.
Right, because dysautonomia is finished now. So that will be that. Okay, so, all right. We will wish you a very blessed week full of crafting, everything that makes you happy, every good thing. And we hope to see you back here for the fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 373, and that's a wrap.
Bye.